France 24's Vedika Bahel is here in studio. Vedika, you've been doing some fact-checking on false videos that have been circulating about Iran. One story in particular alleges the health of the country's supreme leader has deteriorated and that he's in a coma. Tell us about it.
That's right, Sharon. This week, social media has been flooded with misinformation about Iran, with one false story in particular, that the Iranian supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, is in a coma. This image has been falsely circulated across social media, claiming to show the 85-year-old hospitalized. Now, internet users, particularly pro-Israel accounts, have been sharing this image. This user here says that the mere thought of Trump back in the White House was too much for Khamenei to handle. As soon as Trump won the election, the supreme leader fell into a coma out of terror. Now, this had, as we can see, over 18,000 views on this post alone. I've got another few examples here that also racked up a lot of traction on social media, both sharing that same claim and also that same photo. We can see tens of thousands, if not millions, of shares and views on this post. Now, the flaw in this argument is that this photo couldn't show the Supreme Leader Khamenei in a coma, as these images aren't recent at all. In fact, these images are a decade old. They were shared by Tasnim news agency back in 2014. In September of 2014, when Khamenei underwent prostate surgery, and he was visited at the time by the former President Raisi. So these are very much being misled as current images, when in fact they're 10 years old, in fact. And I have an example here of that same image that we saw posted by the news agency back at the time in 2014 with that story. Now, that's not to say that the health of the Supreme Leader hasn't previously been called into question, because it very much has. A couple of years ago, the New York Times reported that Khamenei was severely ill, or as they said, gravely ill, following a surgery for bowel obstruction, and that he'd cancelled all of his public duties a couple of years ago, according to 4 people familiar with his health situation. On that same note, the New York Times just last month also posted about the Supreme Leader's health, saying that he, again, attesting that he was very ill, although later they did publish a correction about that. Now, no official sources from Tehran have commented on these rumours surrounding the coma, but the latest images of Khamenei being seen publicly were released just days ago on Sunday, showing him in a meeting with the Iranian ambassador to Lebanon. But in terms of those hospital photos, Sharon, that we saw there, those are extremely dated. They're 10 years old, and they are being presented here out of context.
Well, thanks for clearing all of that up for us, Vedika. It isn't, though, the only misleading claim circulating about the Supreme Leader online at the moment. You and the team, you've also found videos circulating about unrest that has been erupting in Iran against him.
Yes, Sharon, that is correct. I found a slew of posts online on social media claiming to show current unrest in Iran. This post from days ago shares a video claiming to show people tearing down pictures of Khamenei in the streets of Iran. We can see here that the caption wonders whether it could be the beginning of the end, this poster says, for the Iranian regime. Now, I can tell you that this image, this video that we're seeing here of people tearing down these images of Khamenei, these are not fake images. They are very much real. However, again, they are dated and they are being presented here out of context. That video is, in fact, from 2 years ago. I found it here circulating on X as well, dated back in September of 2022. And these are, in fact, linked to the nationwide protests that erupted in Iran after the death of Mahsa Amini at the hands of the police. Now, this is not the only set of images from that time that is being currently shared and presented out of context today. I have another example here. This video shows a billboard with Khamenei's face on it being set on fire by crowds. This poster here says Iranian people are becoming bolder after Trump's victory. Again, this is out of context. These images are from 2022. I found these via a reverse image search and dated back to that time. So again, misleading. And my last example, also on that same note, we can see here, accuses protests of erupting in Iran, growing rapidly after Iran cuts off access to Instagram and WhatsApp. Again, these protests are from the end of September 2022, those demonstrations that erupted after Mahsa Amini's death. So in all of these examples that we've seen here, the running theme is that these link back to previous demonstrations. They are using dated footage and presenting them out of context to mislead, many of them piggybacking off that misleading story we saw there about Khamenei in a coma.